and welcome to the party that is PlayStation Generation. We are back. My name is Rice, your friendly neighborhood PlayStation Hokage. And today we welcome the PlayStation Prince back onto the show, joining us from a much different time zone. How are you doing over there, Mr. Matt?
What's up, live from Korea? It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Much different vibe from our usual 8 p.m. But I'm so stoked to see you. You guys held it down last week. It was a great show. I was telling you guys right before the show went live, but the Timu, Harold, and Kumar comment took me out while I was trying to nap my daughter. So both great job and also fuck you. I'm stoked to be back, my friends.
That's amazing, man. So glad to have you. It's kind of odd seeing you with this different background, not your usual collection of things, but it is still beautiful because your face is on this. What about, of course, streaming from White Castle, the Kumar to my Herald, Timu streamer, Dinner-kun. How has your week been, my friend?
Oh man, it has been a crazy week. It's been jam-packed with snow, but I digress.
Lots of snow.
Some of us know what that's about. Not all
So
of us.
much snow. How was your back? Have you shoveled your driveway?
Bro, my back is killing me.
Yes.
Like it's done. It is toast. It's okay.
Shout out to those who are removing snow from their residences. There's
Guys.
a lot of snow up here. Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I apparently picked the best time to go. It was 14 degrees here yesterday.
My
We
goodness.
went on a walk by the beach. It was beautiful.
Imagine
And
going on a walk.
shout out my neighbor who decided to buy a snowblower and has very graciously, unasked, been also doing our driveway because he knows we're not there.
That's amazing.
So shout out the goat for holding things down for us over there. But
Well-
it's gonna get a bit colder this week. It's gonna be like 5.
Oh no, not a 5-degree day.
Goodness.
Can I kick him? Can I do this now?
Better break out.
You
the
can. You have that.
windbreaker.
Oh, I can.
You can. Wow. You
Well
gave
done.
him power.
Well
This
done.
is dangerous. This is very, very
I love
dangerous. Well, it's good to be back. Nice to have Matt back. And I hope that you're enjoying your time in Korea, by the way. It looks beautiful over there.
Mhm.
Now that said, before we get into some news, me and Denny are going to tag team this. What are we keeping ourselves busy with? I'm going to start with Matt, sir. So I know that you have a busy schedule and stuff, but do you have time to game in between all that?
Bro, I have been.
Yeah.
I've been. My review went up. Like a week and a half ago at this point
Yes.
for Trails Beyond the Horizon. Game rules.
Oh yeah.
Loving it. I'm like I'm kind of going back into cleaning some stuff up. Characters continue to be great. Story continues to be great. The overall formula, just because it's been very similar for about 4 games now, is just starting to wear thin a bit.
Okay.
What's there is fantastic, but that kind of the flow of there are now multiple protagonists. You're going to pick one of them. You're going to do a chapter with one. You're going to back out. You're going to do a chapter with the next one. You're going to back out. You're going to do a chapter with the next one. You're going to go to the side dungeon, and you're
Right.
going to have to do stuff for it back there. And then that kind of overall loop, while there isn't anything inherently wrong with it, given that I've played basically all of these, it's just starting to be like, okay, I know what I'm signing up for, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do wish they play with the structure of their storytelling a little bit more, because the actual storytelling is not the problem.
Okay.
But they also just need to get rid of the side dungeon, which has been the same for like 3 games now, and it's like just stop. Like I don't need to go to this virtual reality dungeon anymore to do this shit. Like I'm over it.
Right.
Just leave it be.
Yeah.
I've been playing a bunch of Animal Crossing actually.
Right. With the update.
Yeah, shout out Nintendo Canada for sending me the Switch 2 version. My review is going to be up on But Why Though in a couple weeks, because this shit obviously takes actual days to catch back up. So I restarted my island because I didn't do the porting thing. And it's fun to be back. I gotta say it's grabbing me again. I'm starting to rebuild. I just put my bridge foundation down.
Hey.
So I've been playing a bunch of that. And I also played a little indie game called Big Hops. My review's up on But Why Though. It is a 3D like action platformer where you play a little frog. And it's like a collectathon platformer where you're running around, you're doing a bunch of platforming. Motion feels really good. You have like almost like a Super Mario Odyssey style Like you can slide, jump to kind of like keep the momentum going, and you'll go faster and faster and faster. Story is cute. There are some technical issues. I had a couple of hard crashes, and the checkpointing isn't the best, so I like lose a bunch of progress when I was, when I lost that. But other than that, it's a good time. So yeah, man, I've been keeping busy. I got my Steam Deck, I got my Portal, and I got my Switch. I'm covered across all of the bases.
I
You
have
got
a
it all,
question.
bro. Yeah.
Your Portal, now that you're playing it many, many, many kilometers away, how is it connecting back to your PlayStation? I'm assuming your PS5's back home.
It is back home, and here's what I'll tell you, Denny. I have not been connecting to my PlayStation back home. I've been using the premium cloud streaming, and it works like a charm. Like genuinely fantastic. Like I said, I've still been playing Trails, which has the action combat while mixing with the turn-based stuff. And while there is like a slight amount of delay depending on how far I am from the router, if I'm sitting like in the living room where the router is, or I'm sitting in our bedroom, which is right next to there, I don't notice much of a difference. I've struggled to connect to the actual PS5, but using the premium, like the cloud streaming, I have genuinely no complaints. It runs so good.
So you're still getting you're getting functionality out of it, and it's a worthwhile investment, then I would assume.
100%. I will say again that like the giant asterisk caveat here being you need premium.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that I'm using it predominantly right now, is using that cloud streaming. I'm going to try and connect to the PS5 again. The first couple, I haven't tried since like the first day that we were here, and it wouldn't connect. And I don't know if it was just still figuring out the Wi-Fi or whatever. But yeah, I think I genuinely remember how much we were shitting on the Portal up to its launch. And now I love this thing. I put like we got like that PlayStation recap. I put like 180 hours in on the Portal alone last year. So new dad stuff, especially being able to play when like I'm napping my daughter or whatever. I love this stupid little thing, and I can't wait for the next one. Give me the full-fledged handheld. Give me the Vita 2. Vita means life.
I can actually echo that because I took the Portal to the Philippines as well when I was on my trip, and same thing. I was using the stream service. It was pretty seamless for me. So as long as you have enough, upload speed, then you're okay. Do you have a Portal, Denny?
Yeah,
you do.
I think I was the first one out of no, maybe Matt had a Portal before me.
That's fine, but I mean, like, just like your backlogs, it's probably collecting dust, right?
No.
You have
he's actually talked about using it. He's used like the streaming and everything. He's mentioned on this show, Rice, which you are on.
Right.
It's okay. Rice doesn't remember what we talked about a week ago, and then he'll bring it up in a prediction anyway. So fuck do we care?
So hyped for Intergalactic trailer next week. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's absolutely. I can't wait. Comprehensive gameplay. Well, let's get into some news here. So this week, Denny and I have agreed to tag team some of these stories here. So Denny has the first story regarding the catalog for January. You want to talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. What a good segue since we're talking about PlayStation Premium and all that. But we've got more games coming out on the PlayStation Plus game catalog. All of these games look like they're coming out as of January 20th, so they'll be all available through different tiers. Starting with Extra and Premium, we're getting Resident Evil 8 Village. We're getting Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Expeditions, a Mud Runner game. A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. Darkest Dungeon 2. Exit 8. The Art of Rally. A Little to the Left. I like that title. That's interesting. And then, of course, Ridge Racer.
Let's go.
So,
Ridge Racer.
Right? That's for Premium. Lots of games. I know which ones I'm excited about, but let's start with Rice. Tell me what's scratching your itch there.
I think this is a solid lineup. Resident Evil Village was a great title if you haven't played that one already. A little more action oriented, but it was still a great game. Still Resident Evil in all of its glory. I also really like keep going here. Also, is that Like a Dragon? Is that a place for people who don't know Yakuza to enter into, Matt? I wanted to ask.
No.
It's not.
This is like Yakuza / Like a Dragon. This is 8. Like this is a mainline entry.
So well into.
Yeah, I would tell you if you're curious to either go back to 0, which is one of the best entries in the franchise, but that takes it back to like action. That takes it back to like the action fighting style, and that's where kind of Kiryu's story. Because with Infinite Wealth, it brings together both Kiryu, who was the old protagonist, and Ichiban, which is the new protagonist, and it brings them both together for this new story. You can start from 7, which is when they introduced Ichiban, which is when the turn switches to turn-based, and you can go from 7 to 8. You're gonna miss out on a lot of why Kiryu is important and why he matters. The game does a fine job, but like you're not gonna have the same emotional connection to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't recommend starting here. I would start with either 0 or with 7. At least to get like Ichiban's story and like the story of the crew in 7 to lead into 8. I would not recommend starting here.
There you go. There's our Yakuza experts. You heard it here. So don't start with this one, but now you have it in case you haven't actually gotten into the series. Add it to the backlog. The other one that I was actually intrigued in that I've been talking to with my wife about is A Quiet Place. And A Quiet Place is something that we're fans of, at least the movies, but we saw some gameplay from this and we were intrigued and we thought that we should try it out and have some fun. So this one we're going to be trying for sure. And anything else there, I'm not really like, it's not really on my radar, but A Little to the Left is actually a really great game though. You were talking about the title there, but you should try that game. That game's really good.
Yeah.
It's a nice cozy kind of daily driver, not a lot of brain power, and I believe it's an indie developer.
So.
Yeah, but it's good. It's really good. You should try that one.
Nice.
But those are my picks.
Nice. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's a great month. Village, obviously, right before Requiem hitting next month. I think it's a great get. Get people into that Resident Evil mood. I have to say though, I tried to get into Village. I think I prefer, and I think I've realized this over the last few years. I think I prefer my survival horror third person. Having played through like the Silent Hill 2 remake, replaying Resident Evil 4, the Resident Evil 4 remake, Alan Wake 2. I think I like these experiences more in third person, which is why I'm much more excited for Requiem, because it gives you first person and third person right off the bat. You can play either way. Yes. But I mean, Village, by all accounts, is still a great game. Like Chris mentioned, Infinite Wealth is fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite Yakuza games. It's just not the greatest place to jump into. The one I'm kind of most curious to try is Exit 8. I don't know if anybody else is familiar with this. This game went like viral.
I want to play this.
Yeah, it went viral across like, social media, across Twitch, where it's one of those things where it's like you look up speedruns of this game and it genuinely is like mind melting, because essentially for anybody who's unsure what this is, you're literally in like this Japanese like subway terminal where you're literally just running down hallways, but as you're running, you have to keep an eye out for like anomalies. And it's basically like the same hallway over and over and over again, and you're trying to get to Exit 8. You're trying to basically escape.
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to see, like, it's like, the sign is the wrong way, or like something walks by. Like there's all these, like, I don't know what exactly these things are, but there's all these things that like people like literally will run into the hallway and immediately turn around and start running the other direction because they see something in that fraction of a second. Like looking up any speedruns for this game is
it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It's one of the reasons I'm excited for this. Yep.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's even getting I think a movie in Japan. It's either out or it's coming out like. It was this kind of big, kind of viral hit. So I'm curious to try it. I've always kind of had one eye on it. I'm not usually one for these like puzzle adjacent games, but again, I'll play if it's on premium, if it's on PlayStation Plus, I'm gonna give it a whirl because I'm curious to give it a shot.
Yeah. And is it kind of like an eerie vibe overall,
or the hallway?
Right.
It's not. Yeah, it is kind of eerie-ish in that like it's not. I don't. At least I don't think it has anything like jump scares or whatever. But no, but there are like things that like are kind of creepy, or that you'll see at the end of the hallway and like the lights will flicker or something. Like there is shit like that like it's meant to be kind of like a weird, creepy-esque experience, but not like outright scary. I don't think. I could be full of shit, but yeah, that's
the idea of like finding anomalies is I don't know, maybe psychological, maybe a little bit in your head there. But yeah, that sounds intriguing. You might have sold me.
It's really cool. I'm actually excited to play that as well. By the way, just to kind of follow up on the movie topic, Exit 8 came out August of last year.
Okay.
So it's out there.
I thought I remember it coming out. I think the reviews were actually decent too. I don't think it was supposed to be the best thing ever, but I think I remember it being like it's supposed to be like a pretty good flick.
Got a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes.
God damn, so maybe it rules.
Jeez. Okay.
Sheesh.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
check it out.
There's I don't Rotten Tomato a lot. The tomato's bad, right?
Well, tomato's good if you get
high
the
tomato good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you get the green splat, then it's
right,
rotten.
Okay.
Yeah, burst tomato, rotten tomato. You don't want that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, burst. All right, moving on here. Arknights Enfield is launching on PS5 on January 22nd. It is an action RPG in the Arknights universe, blending strategic real-time combat with up to 4 squad members you can switch between with exploration and industrial base building systems in the world of Talos 2. The game's mechanics include managing automated production lines, tactical combat with stagger and combo systems, and expanding civilization's frontier. On PS5, it supports DualSense features like haptic feedback, adaptive features, 3D audio, and activities integration. So I actually didn't know much about this gacha game, but I did my research, and I think that a lot of people who play Genshin are also really excited about this. Not only the Arknights fans, but particularly people who play these gacha games and kind of really dive in. And they say that because the original Arknights Tower Defense game was a thing, like for this to be a 3D real time action RPG with deeper combat is kind of intense and really great. So is this something that interests either of you? I wonder.
I don't know. I always kind of look at these gacha games with kind of one eye open, kind of shifting sideways. I've tried Genshin, I've tried Weathering Waves, I've tried. I spent a decent amount of time with Honkai Star Rail. Obviously, I'm still playing Persona 5 X every day. I played a bunch of CCC. These games never asterisk Persona not included never keep me for very long. Like they're always very pretty. They're always they're super cool, but like I get overwhelmed with the amount of like systems and currencies and like depending on how free to play friendly it is. All of these things kind of, it takes so much effort to kind of live in. Dennis, friend of the show, and also Console Creature writer and reviewer extraordinaire, he plays a shit ton of gacha games. He's played like a monstrous amount of ZZZ. Dennis, if you're listening, hit us up and let us know if you're excited about this because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. I'll check. These things are free. I'll check it out for an hour. If it grabs me, it grabs me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, like I'm curious enough.
Yeah. Sometimes I just need a gotcha fix, and this is going to hit that for me, says DGA Kobach. Am I saying that right? They front load these extra polls around release, so it'll fill a few weeks at least for me. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, and I think that's a general sentiment amongst the community. I mean, if there's also a kind of general sentiment that like if you aren't really a fan, it's likely because of the kind of gambly nature of these games. But it's said that Arknights kind of addresses that in a more I guess approachable way for people so that it doesn't feel that way as much. The game has already reached over 35 million pre-registrations worldwide, so it does have kind of a huge following right now. What about you, Denny? What are your thoughts?
I probably won't be playing it. The last gacha style game I played was I think a game called Tower of Fantasy.
Okay.
That was many years ago. I don't think I'll ever play another one again. I can't it's kind of the same thing that Matt says. Like, they keep you for a while and then oh no, what is he doing? Are you buying it right now?
I'm pre-registering live.
Pre-registering.
Right now.
It's free.
They usually, if you pre-register, they give you some like polls or whatever. So I mean, I'll pre-register and and
I
see.
mean, give it a shot. Oh, it's Jacob. Okay. Okay, I do apologize. So close. This combat makes me think of Wuwa with that combat focus, but the factory management is what is unique here for me. Yes. So that looks pretty intriguing as well. So I'd be interested to know anyone else who listens to the show or watches the pod. If you're interested in this game, has a really big following. So I wonder if anybody who's not really in this genre of gaming would be interested in grabbing it. So moving right along here, here's a Yakuza story for Matt. I don't think that it's actually
ready, Matt.
anything new. It's literally everything that he has talked about, but I did want to follow up on this because of kind of the controversies that are in and around the current the current ethos of this. So has there been movement? Has there been any kind of conversation around the casting of this problematic individual? And is there any movement on whether or not they are going to recast or remove this close to the game's release?
No, not like there's been nothing. RGG has been largely silent about the entire thing.
Mhm.
By all accounts, I've read a bunch of these previews. I've watched some videos. Everything that they've added here seems to be substantial. They basically Yakuza 3 is a unique one in the series because it's very much focused on Kiryu running the orphanage that he grew up in. So
Right.
there's these gaggle of kids that you're taking care of and you're working with. In the original, there wasn't really too much to that side of it. It was just kind of, the kids were important to the story. The actual orphanage is important to the story, but there wasn't too much in terms of like interacting with the space. And they basically
Right.
overhauled. They basically like slapped in an entire like management simulator esque thing on there now, where you're actually like playing mini games, you're playing with the kids, you're like cooking them food. There's all this stuff there, and it's supposed to be pretty great. Um,
Mhm.
so by all accounts, everything that's here is supposed to be pretty cool. All the previews are very positive. But there's been no mention, or at least nothing that I've seen, about the piece of shit that they cast in this game.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't see them doing anything about it at this point. It's too close to release. Outside of them delaying it to kind of re-mocap and redo everything, or or at least reskin, retexture, whatever they want to do there. Um, I don't see them doing it. If they weren't, they they revealed this dude like 6 months ago. So if there was going to be anything, they would have done this a while ago. Maybe
Sure.
not 6 months, maybe like 4 months ago. But unfortunately, that seems to be he's still there and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate. Although I have been kind of paying attention to community responses and opinions and just the ways that people are looking towards this, and it's still largely positive in terms of looking forward to what these developers are actually putting their work towards, and it seems that they can look past the casting, although there is a chunk of people that are looking towards maybe skipping this title, which is also completely valid. I don't think that there is a wrong answer here. I think that if you're a gamer, if you're a consumer, consume what you want, and you should just be aware and make sure that you're researching these titles and the development and everything that's involved, everyone that's involved. So yeah, just want to reiterate the importance of that, and continue to follow the pod to see all of these other stories unfold.
Question for you guys right now. Rice, you might remember this, but do you remember in the first Destiny when they replaced the voice of your little ghost assistant guy?
Yeah, so that
And they
was
moved it to-
Peter Dinklage initially,
right, and now and then it was Nolan North, I think.
and then it was Nolan North. Now that wasn't because the person was problematic; it was actually because the community did not enjoy his performance.
Fair, and
That
that's
shit was so fucking flat. I'm sorry. Peter Dinklage,
bro.
fantastic actor, but that dude phoned that shit in.
well.
Yeah,
Here's
dude.
my thing: if they went and did the same thing for this Yakuza game, how would you guys feel about that? And then just 6 months from now, because maybe they're already working on something behind the scenes, they put out a patch, and then boom, voice actors changed. At least the voice actors changed.
Matt?
I think they need to take it a step farther because they need to. It can't just be the voice; it has to be the face too.
But like,
Because they like
Because it's the
this guy.
likeness.
Yeah, this guy did like the likeness and the voice. I would have absolutely no. I would be stoked if they ripped this guy out of the game at any point in time. If they completely removed his performance, recasted the actor, brought in either the original or whoever else that they'd want to use. I'd be stoked. I'd be very, very okay with them completely, ripping this guy out of the game and putting somebody else in his place. I think that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, especially because Yakuza and the values that are kind of ingrained in the game itself, really just they hold true for a lot of the fans, and it does feel there's a huge dissonance to what people are consuming, considering this person in real life has gone against everything that these games kind of stand for.
Like, this guy would be a villain in one of these games. Like if you took the actual person, like Kiryu would knock him on his ass like over and over again and happily do so. This guy, like, and that's the thing about Yakuza that I think a lot of people maybe don't realize, for people looking at it from the outside in, is that this series has been around for like 20 years now, and from the beginning it's been very against the ideas of toxic masculinity, despite the fact that you're this giant Yakuza gorilla knocking people's lights out across the streets of Tokyo. He's always been about acceptance. He's always been about identity and being there for those who can't be there for themselves, or being there for those that
for the little
have
guy.
been wrong. Exactly. So it's been a series that, even in its most in 7, took sex workers and took homeless people, took even just like older people, kind of these roles and characters that are usually left up for jokes or left by the wayside, or kind of you're taught in society that these people are lesser than for whatever reason, and it completely argues the antithesis to that. So it just doesn't go along with what this series is and has been,
Right.
to let somebody who has been actually convicted of horrible shit,
Yes, on
to
paper.
like let them through the door,
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, no, that's valid. Sorry for the pause. Moving on to Denny's next article here, talking about Sony cracking down on over 1,000 digital PlayStation games from the same publisher. Want to look at that?
Yes,
there, Denny?
let's take a look at that. So this comes over from GameSpot by Chris Campadino. Basically, bad news for fans of Jumping Burger. The PlayStation Store has exercised the game along with 1,000 similar titles from the same developer. German publisher Thigh Games has had its entire catalog, which is 1,196 games, delisted. They are, I believe, it's the 4th highest number of titles on the PlayStation Store. Fun fact: Sony themselves only has 666 games on their store.
The devil's number.
I know, right? One quick way to look at any of these games is it's easy to conclude that they're nothing more than easy way to farm trophies. Apparently, gameplay for the Jumping Burger is you're pressing and holding X to make a burger jump up and down, and you get the platinum trophy in like 5 minutes. Apparently, there's a turbo version of this game which has come out and allows you to get that platinum in 1.5 minutes. All of their games have been like for $1.50 to $3. And they also have games like the Jumping Taco, the Jumping Pizza, the Jumping Churros, and the Jumping Nuggets. All of their games, apparently, they're just farming games to hunt for trophies and build up your gamer score, or whatever it's called. And they've removed all these games, and I believe this is kind of in collaboration with an announcement that Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo all made to kind of get rid of some of the content that's been flooding their stores. So, which one of you is a trophy hunter, and which one of you is really sad that now you no longer can get $3 platinums?
Well, I know that neither Matt and I are actually trophy hunters. Very, very seldom do I jump into a game and say, I'm going to get all these trophies, bruh. I don't even consider myself a completionist. Although I just realized that I didn't say what I was playing this week. I'm still trying to complete Yote.
I didn't see what I was playing either. We got started talking about snow.
I know. Well, this is a good point to make, though. I
was playing Jumping Taco until
I'm more of a Jumping Churro fan.
Oh yeah, what about Samurai Pizza?
You would be.
What does that even mean?
I can't seem to finish just yet because I'm doing every little thing in this game. Despite what I just said about not being a completionist, there are certain games like Ghost of Yotei that and Ghost of Tsushima where I am doing literally every activity in the game. Matt, you said that you stopped doing the kind of side missions later on. You kind of finished the story pretty quickly after doing the first kind of act, but I am finding every little thing in there and uncovering the whole map before the story is done.
Yeah, I was on embargo deadline, so that's why I hit a point
That
where I
makes
was like,
sense.
I need to start motoring here because I was trying to do everything, and I hit a point where I was like, not that I wasn't enjoying it anymore, but I was like, I need to see this through so I can properly talk about it.
Sure.
But I'm glad that you're taking your time with it because that game rules.
I'm almost done. Maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe. Will
good.
Rice finish the Ghost of Yotei? I don't know.
$5 says you'll finish it before I even start playing it. So
You know what? That's a win in of itself. You know,
Mhm.
so that is what it is. All right, some news here from Stellar Blade. Well, rather the boss of Stellar Blade.
Hold on. We still didn't talk about what Denny has been playing. You literally were like, oh, I didn't talk.
When he said
you were literally
I'm
like,
so tired and I had snow anyway. Denny, what have you been playing, sir?
amazing.
It hurts. Oh,
That
for
was
our listeners,
amazing.
we are just off the rails here. But Denny,
this is what happens.
this is
What have I
happened.
been playing? Okay. So, in an effort, because you guys won't get off my ass about my backlog, I am literally tag teaming games right now.
Tag teaming games.
Tag teaming games. I am running through what's it called? Bravely Default HD remake. I'm running through Grand Theft Auto 5 because I definitely want to finish the story in that instead of just dicking around and shooting people and stealing cars. Still working on Kirby Return to Dreamland.
Oh, so you've been doing work this week. That's why you
I'm
said
putting
you were
in
tired.
work. I'm putting
Okay.
in work, people.
All right.
So yeah, those have been the 3 that I've been playing right now.
Awesome. Well, that's why your back hurts.
Yeah, that's it. Been carrying all these games. The
Fix your
backpack's too
posture.
heavy. All right, let's get into the story. Come on.
We got some news here from the boss of Stellar Blade. There was a quote right in the headline: "One person can perform the work of 100 people." As first reported by Game Mecha and picked up by Automaton, Kim addressed attendees at South Korea's 2026 economic growth strategy event and said that countries like China have an overwhelming advantage due to the sheer number of staff that it can throw at video game development. We devote about 150 people to a single game, but China puts in about 1,000 to 2,000. We lack the capacity to complete, both in terms of quality and volume of content. Using AI will not result in job losses, Kim insisted, but instead make employees more valuable, as one person can perform the work of 100 people. This week, Shift Up gifted its 300 staff an Apple Watch, AirPods Max, and a 3,400 cash bonus. A sequel, Stellar Blade 2, is in development, as well as Project Spirits to be published by Level Infinite. AI, of course, is a huge topic in game right now, with numerous companies forced to issue statements confirming they have not used AI to create games or marketing, etc., etc., etc. Guys, how do we feel about this statement right here? One person can perform the work of 100 people, with the asterisk that, you know, AI will not result in job losses, at least with Shift Up.
Being in Korea right now, the culture around it here is much different. It is
Sure.
much more accepted, and it is
Okay.
being used on a much wider scale. Like even just getting
Right.
here, like even just like walking through the airport, the amount of like AI generated ads and like videos and stuff that were just it's everywhere here.
Interesting.
Like you walk down the street and there are AI generated like advertisements and stuff here. The culture around it here is a much more accepted and utilized tool than it is elsewhere. Now, asterisks here being from everything that we know about Shift Up, after Stellar Blade was a success, he literally granted his entire company, like I think they got him like PS5 Pros, and like there was another cash bonus. Like this guy seems to be taking care of his staff.
Right.
Now things are going well for them right now. How these things change if Stellar Blade 2 isn't as good, how things change if there is a lot of generative AI being used in their upcoming titles. I still don't think generative AI
Yep.
has any place in gaming or anything creative, because it is not it doesn't actually fuel any creative necessity. It doesn't do anything. There's shortcuts.
Yeah.
I think AI is a tool. I think there is something to be said for it depending on how you use it. If you're using it to like maximize workflows, if you're using it to whatever, I think there's ways to integrate it in a way that maybe it will help speed up the process, that without resulting in any job loss.
Yes.
But that, I think that is a very wishful thinking approach
Agreed.
to it, where I feel like a lot of these higher level executives are going to shoehorn in. They're going to continue to try and shoehorn this in, and that will result in job loss. And any kind of steps to make it more commonplace is just going to make that happen faster.
Yeah.
It does make me nervous for a Stellar Blade 2. It does make me nervous for how commonplace it is here compared to it, back home, where like, even like Coke, or was it McDonald's that dropped that AI generated ad? Yeah, they dropped that AI generated ad a few weeks, like, a month ago or whatever, and it got shit on so hard that they ended up pulling the entire thing. The attitude seems to be there's a much stronger opposition to it back in North America than it is here. So I do want that asterisk on where, his comments would not be inflammatory here, but they are to us, because we don't trust executives to be using this in a way that actually helps, rather than it being a shortcut. I mean, Larian, after talking about that they were using generative AI in some of their concept art, they ended up doing this huge AMA on Divinity, being like, never mind, guys, we're not going to use it anymore. We're gonna use it for like workflow, for like email stuff, for like PowerPoint, whatever. There's inroads there, sure, if you want to use it that way, because I feel like it is everywhere and is only going to get worse. But I think anything creative, that line needs to be drawn in the sand. And I mean, if it ends up being that Stellar Blade 2 is predominantly Gen AI made, then it's not something I'm going to be playing. There's enough, indie games, and there's enough other games that are made with genuine ambition and heart and soul that I can spend my money and my time elsewhere.
Agreed. Jenny, do you have anything to add to that?
Honestly, I feel like Matt took the words right out of my mouth. I think last week was my rant about how I'm not a big fan of AI and everything. So I can't really add to that more. But I understand there is a use for AI. I think there are some games that have used AI to placehold assets. I think Expedition 33 was one of them, and that sparked some controversy. But they use it as a placeholder asset, which means they still developed or built an asset in-house, and then they only used it until that asset was done, which makes sense to me, right? Like, again, it helps with your workflow, it helps with development. Other than that, to do something fully creative, I always go back to this one line that I heard, that people thought that AI would be what would be done so that we as humans would have the opportunity to be more creative, while it vacuum the house and wash the dishes, and it's the other way around, that people are using it to create art, so we have more time to wash the dishes and vacuum the house. So like I said, Matt's basically said everything that I would say. I find it that AI definitely doesn't have a place in some any sort of creative format.
Yeah, and I think that we do need to kind of operationally define what AI is. Like, it's a good distinction that Matt said, like Gen AI, generative AI is what we're talking about here specifically. Now, AI has been in games for a really long time, guys. So let's kind of get that out of the bag. And if we are going to make arguments, like Matt said, the cultures are different. There's a strong opposition here at home, and rightfully so, in response to kind of this microcosm in the industry that is job loss, and like learning that working in X industry is maybe not as job stable as people expected or dreamed that it would be. Those are valid gripes, but I do think that we need to kind of illuminate and elucidate between generative AI and AI in general, because AI has been used in gaming for a really, really long time. And I actually understand the sentiment of using AI as a tool to optimize workflow. I know that we say that a lot, but in layman's terms, like you're using a calculator to calculate a math problem rather than writing it all out, that in essence is what we are talking about when we say using AI as a tool. So keep being well researched, and when you develop your opinions, make sure that you understand what the argument is. So yeah, just wanted to make that distinction.
I also want to shout out Jacob OK in the chat again, real quick. They're saying, I think if you make something unique enough, you don't have to compete with anyone. So I don't understand the need. I'm curious how much they consider this Western market for its success here. I totally agree.
Mm,
Because look at some of the most celebrated games over the last number of years. And we've talked about how, Astrobot, Expedition 33, again, I will put an asterisk because we knew that there were some Gen AI used to some extent. But, using this argument that, letting a team of 150 do the work of 2,000 people, there are games being made. Look at Silksong, right? A game that was made at a fraction of a budget with a fraction of this kind of 2,000 person dev team that this theoretical example is being used here. And it it's one of the top selling games. It's beloved. It was one of the highest scoring games. I don't think higher, I don't think more people necessarily equates to more success.
hmm,
And I think that
Mhm.
that is something that line in the sand needs to be drawn here, because if you're making something that people are going to resonate with, whether it's made by 5 people, whether it's made by 10,000 people,
yeah,
does it truly matter if people vibe with it and buy
right.
it and support? And Stellar Blade was a success
Hmm.
without any Gen AI, right?
Yes.
And I think Jacob OK makes a good thing here, where it's like, I would imagine that Stellar Blade sold just as well internationally as it did in Asia. Let's
Right.
just kind of, again, console gaming is not as big here as it is in the West. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know, man. I feel like they might have a rude awakening
Yeah. Yeah.
when Stellar Blade 2 comes out, but we'll have to see what the culture is at the time, because gaming shifts so quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Time will tell, and we shall see. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how executives kind of look at this, whether it is there or in the West, and how people will receive that. I can infer how some people here will receive that, but we'll see. We'll see how that lives up. Um, don't want to spend too much time on this next article regarding Battlefield 6. We did talk a little bit last week about how there are people in the community that have gripes as to how season 1 has rolled out, season 2 being delayed. It had a strong start at launch and even outsold Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Oh, also, if you haven't played Call of Duty Black Ops 7, please do. No, we're not sponsored. We're just kidding. But the post-launch content for season 1 was met with mixed reviews. It says the third and final phase of content just arrived before the winter holidays, but the update added a host of issues that affected gameplay. This mishap also caused Battlefield 6's 1 million tournament series for RedSec to be postponed, unfortunately. So there are a lot of things that are rolling out, like Double XP, Season 1, more challenges and cosmetics for people to grab before Season 2. We'll see. We'll see if this kind of satiates players until Season 2, but, our attention spans are so short these days that I don't know how this is going to be kind of a long-standing fight. So player counts are dropping. But for those of you who are diehard Battlefield 6, man, support the game and see what happens, man. Are either of you jumping on this or no? I'm still playing because I have friends that are playing. Uh,
Same.
but I am not like I'm not grinding these games to grab cosmetics or anything like that. I play just to play the game. So yeah, what's up,
That's
Matt?
exactly where I'm at too. I play with a couple friends still, and I'm not out here grinding challenges. I'm not out here logging in to do my dailies. I'm literally just treating it like the Battlefield games I grew up playing. I hop in, I knock out some conquest, I play some RedSec, and then I kind of move on with my life. I'm not really dedicated enough in any way. What I did see at some point though is that they are talking about introducing more bigger maps, which I think this is what Battlefield 6 is lacking. So that I am excited about.
Yeah. I want to traverse a map rather than feel like I'm in close quarters with people all the time. We can play COD for that.
Or not.
Denny, you got some upcoming news, man. What do you got?
Yes, I do. Okay, first and foremost, we're gonna hop into a quick article here about what we saw at the Resident Evil showcase for January 2026. So the showcase was 15 minutes long. We got some information more about the game when it comes out at the end of February. We have our two player characters, which is Leon and Grace. Grace is the more survival oriented character, while Leon is going to be more the action oriented character.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's a badass. There's going to be different modes. There's the casual mode, which uses aim assist. There's the standard mode, plus a standard classic mode, which harkens back to the older Resident Evil games where you need ink ribbons to save. So as you're going around with Grace, you'll need to, rationize. You'll ration your ink cartridges so you can go ahead and save the game. A lot more. There was some talk about collaborations. The game obviously launches on February 27th. We got to see a lot of cool things coming out for PS5, Xbox Series, whatever, Switch 2, and PC. Before I ask you guys about your thoughts and opinions, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in with a question that we got, since it's directly related to Resident Evil 9. Nagachacha on Bluesky asks, hype level check for Resident Evil Requiem after this week's showcase. Are you guys not buying it, waiting for a sale, buying it day one, or breaking into Capcom HQ so we can play it right now? Emphasis on now. Shout out.
This as much as I want to be like, yeah, day one. The Resident Evil series actually has never really been a day one purchase for me, but it has been for my community, my streamer friends. And so what I often do is I'll hop into their first playthrough experience it with them in the chat, and it always ends up being a really, really great time. I also don't feel like I'm well versed in Resident Evil games. I do feel like if I were to ever stream something like this, I would get lost for hours and just end up asking someone to backseat. And so for those reasons, I'm never really a day one person, but I will be getting it at some point. But yeah, that also, I thank the streamer community for letting me hop along those experiences with them, because it's super fun. And I'm here in my office getting jump scared and just peeing my pants on my own,
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to wait for reviews for this one. Similarly, I'm kind of usually a little bit late to the Resident Evil game. I am very excited about this one though. Leon is just like the Leon gameplay, like bro looks like a truck. Like that gameplay looks slick. That is the kind of Resident Evil that I like. 4 is my favorite one.
Okay. That
This like I say all this now. When reviews hit and people start playing it, if I have a window where I'm not reviewing something because like I'm looking at it, and like the next one I'm excited for is Pocopia, which is on March 5th, and then there's some other games that are coming out after that. But if I'm not doing something right now, I might FOMO straight into it.
Right.
So you can't trust me when I say I'm not going to buy it day one. Because I might. Because
you might.
You will.
Also, like the trailer stuff that's been coming out too, in terms of like the environment, is not like it looks like it's not as empty and eerie. There are actually
busy.
It's busy. So that's an interesting kind of design choice, and even just environmental and feel atmosphere as well. So that intrigued me, and so I share the sentiment of I do not trust myself. So we'll see. What about you, Denny? What are you doing with it?
I want to buy it day one.
Hell yeah.
I pre-ordered it. I'm really tempted to get the collection box, which has like 7, 8, and 9 for the Switch 2.
Oh,
for like
snap.
120 Canadian
So
dollars.
are you the streamer that I'm
That's a
going to
good
experience this with? That is a great deal, by the way.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal. So, I mean, yes, I know Resident Evil 8 Village is free on PS Plus now. Okay, what do you? But I'd rather I don't, I'd want it on my Switch because I was gonna buy them on the original Switch, but they were cloud editions. So no, we don't want to do the cloud streaming thing. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love Resident Evil. I've played, I think, almost all of them. I have all of them. They are not on the backlog because those are the games that get done.
Oh,
So
you
just
heard
putting
it
that
here,
out there,
folks.
right?
Kumar
So
said
yeah,
it.
I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Like, just give it to me now. I'm me and Nagachacha are gonna be working on the heist.
I think it's not Nagachaka.
Nagachaka.
Did I say Nagachacha? My
You did.
bad, man. Oh, I'm gonna get roasted. He's
you
gonna
know
put
what? But you know what? I kind of love it.
Let's
I kinda love
that's gonna get
Nagachacha.
memed. Nagachacha.
I love Nagachacha so very much.
Nagachacha is, a regular and always
Shout
asks
out.
the best questions. Nagachacha.
The best thing is I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and there's going to be a Bluesky post about how I butchered your name. So I'm sorry in advance. Don't put me on
Especially
blast
because
like that.
I'm pretty sure he gave you some love like a week or two ago. I'm pretty sure he shouted you out, being like, "Yo, Denny, my boy,
We're
for
bros."
Resident Evil. We're bros."
Yeah,
Love
but okay, that's fair. You know what? It's okay. Apologize.
Maybe he says Deniro. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? What else you got for some upcoming news, sir?
Let's take a look at some TV shows because we got our first look this week. As Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, and Ryan
She been
Hurst
doing
was
work.
announced as Kratos.
Kratos.
So big things there. Both these articles are our console creature articles. I think they're both written by Bobby as well. Let me just double check. Yep. So
Good
Sophie
God.
Turner looks. Wow, I totally forgot that she was Jean Grey for a minute when I saw.
Jean,
Dude.
Jean Grey. She was Jean Grey.
She was Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And she was also on Game of Thrones. But yo, she been doing work, bro. She been doing
For
work.
real.
I'm not mad at it at
That's
all.
video game accurate. I love it.
Like, I mean, some idiots out there say it's not, but they idiots though. You know what I'm saying?
How is this not accurate?
She's really committed to the role, and I'm excited to see what Sophie, has in store for us. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all in.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a great idea or choice.
I think she looks cool. I think visually, is it like the fit looks great. Looks very Lara Croft. I'm not sold on her being Lara Croft, and
Yes, and that's what I'm
I
waiting for.
haven't enjoyed her performances across X-Men and like Game of Thrones. I think she started fine, but I think a lot of her performances to me just come across very like wooden. Like they're
Mhm.
there isn't a lot there. And again, Game of Thrones, especially the later seasons, and the X-Men movies that she was a part of, these weren't Sterling class, diamond, Michelin star experiences. So I understand that. So I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But I'm on a wait and see on her. I think she looks great. I think the costume looks great. I'm not entirely sold on her based on what I've seen her in before, but I'll reserve judgment until we actually see her.
Totally fair. So,
Well said.
what is your response to everybody that's like Sydney Sweeney should be the the Lara Croft?
What? That's a
She's got
thing.
good genes.
Oh, there is. She's. Yup.
Nah,
There's a
Kim
thread on that.
Sucks
Danny.
too, dude.
You can get lost in the friggin' ether for that. I don't know much about Ryan Hurst though. Tell me about Ryan Hurst.
So Ryan Hurst was on Sons of Anarchy,
which I
Walking
Bro
Dead.
he was
was
Thor in
Thor.
God of War Ragnarok.
And yeah, I was gonna say he's Thor in Ragnarok.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So yeah,
I'm talking out of my ass. I'm thinking
I think
movies.
Yeah, I think bro fits the mold. Like
Yep.
I think he clearly looks the part even just like this picture with like the beard game and everything, he looks great. I'll reserve judgment until I see. I hope Christopher Judge will be involved in some way, shape, or form. Because he's just such a cool dude.
I know.
So I still hope like even like The Last of Us, we had moments with Ashley Johnson and with Troy Baker. They were involved in the show to some respect. So I hope that we get something for Christopher Judge there, but I'm not mad at this casting. I think this is a good way to go.
Oh my gosh. Remember the Titans, Jacob. Thank you. Remember the Titans without the beard.
Right.
Yeah, do you remember? Gary, right? Gary. Left side, strong side. No, nobody? Damn.
I don't remember that movie well enough to,
I
to
know.
back you on this
I
one.
know.
I'll believe you.
Sorry. Sports.
Sports ball. Bart, is that you? No.
Before we end this off, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, we got
Yeah, we got
plenty.
a few more
Let's see
questions.
here. Let's take a look. Give me a second. Whoop. As I butcher all of your names in advance, I'm sorry. Dragoon Arc. I got that one right. I didn't say Dragon Arc or Dragon Arch. With Sega reviving old IPs like Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, what would a franchise you'd love to see return? Personally, I love a collection of the Shining Force games done like the Square Enix HD 2D games.
Wow.
So, I know my answer. How about you,
please,
Matt?
Please, I know Denny would.
Yeah, man. Again, the easy answer for me is always Infamous. I want to see those games.
By
You know,
Sega?
I'd love these Sega games specifically. Was Shining Force Sega?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Shining Force was Sega. Yeah. Done like Square Enix HD. Okay, I can't read. I'm honestly stoked, and I know this is part of the thing, but I'm honestly stoked on Crazy Taxi. I played the living shit out of Crazy Taxi growing up. I just had so much fun with that. Let me pull up Sega franchises because I'm trying to remember what else there is that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, I also felt like I'm not well versed in Sega.
Dude,
Right.
Billy Hatcher. I played the shit out of Billy Hatcher when I was a kid. I loved that game. I would be stoked to get like a modern day Billy Hatcher. Hell yeah, sign me up.
Paperboy. Give me a VR Paperboy.
Jeez.
Yo.
Jet Set, please and thank you.
So many TVs would be broken. Jet Set. Yeah. And what about you, Denny? You said you knew your answer.
Yeah, we have to. I want to. What I would love to see is a return to Phantasy Star. I think that would be the perfect game for the HD 2D remake or any sort of remake. Because I think the last couple games that came out were all just like MMOs, like the Phantasy Star Online, different versions, right? So go back to like a classic RPG style Phantasy Star.
Phantasy Star. Am I canceled because I've never seen or played this one?
Absolutely.
Am I canceled?
Wait, so fantasy spelled with a PH?
Yes.
Yes.
Like Fat Farm.
Yes.
You guys remember Fat Farm?
Yes.
I do.
Oh,
You know what? I'm gonna just do this. You know what I want? I want maybe this is a bit of a cop out, but I want a Sonic Adventure like collection. Like give me Adventure 1 and 2, like with some upscaling, with some like make it look all pretty. Give me an Adventure 1 and 2 bundle on modern day.
Hey.
That's what I want. Why, Denny? Why dost thou shake thou head?
Because the question is reviving old IPs.
Yeah, but Adventure, we haven't had a new Sonic Adventure game in quite some time.
But we've had Sonic games.
Yeah, but not Adventure.
Sure we have, just in different names. The formula was there in 06.
Adventure.
Sonic Unleashed was known as Sonic World Adventure in Japan.
I think he's rage baiting you. And it's working.
So
it's working. It's gonna cancel all of you tonight. It's great.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like I have a stake big enough in Sega franchises. I mean, Golden Axe was one that I am familiar with, but still, I didn't dive into that as much. Shenmue.
Didn't we just get a new Shenmue?
Shinobi. That was Shinobi.
We just got a new Shinobi. Shenmue would be cool. I remember playing a bunch of no. Shenmue is we just got Shenmue 3 like a few years ago, did we not? Wasn't that like 2020?
2019.
Those games are weird as fuck, man. I tried to get into the first one and I did not vibe with it.
Is Virtua Fighter the same as Virtual Fighter?
What's Virtual Fighter?
Yeah, what's a Virtual Fighter?
Oh, so it was always Virtua. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just a pleb. Okay, cool. Virtua Fighter. Yeah, never mind. That's already in the making.
Yep.
So
right.
yeah, my answer is null.
Fair enough. Black Wyver writes in, what are your thoughts and predictions for PS Studio games releasing in 2026? Do you think
Intergalactic.
Do you think we'll get a God of War game this year? I don't think we're gonna get a God of War game this year. How about you guys?
No.
I think where there's smoke, there's fire with that 2D God of War one that was supposed to, there was a lot of rumors about it like multiple times in the last 6 months across multiple different like PlayStation presentations and what's it called, the Game Awards and stuff. I think that there's something there. I wouldn't be surprised if that has a pretty quick turnaround from from unveiling to launch. I think that could be a 2026 game. Wolverine, we obviously know on its way. I don't know how much more like Bend. I feel like, I mean, between Saros and Wolverine, we already have two kind of big PlayStation things, and PlayStation doesn't usually like to do more than 2 or 3. If we get Saros, a God of War, and Wolverine this year, especially because we know that they might have some sort of marketing deal with Grand Theft Auto, and kind of avoiding that GTA, splash zone of all of November, I could see that being it for the year. I think Bend is a possibility given how long it's been since we've seen anything from them, and they've kind of like teased shit multiple times. So I could see a wild card Bend game drop this year, but I think more than likely it's going to be Saros, it's going to be Wolverine, and possibly that 2D God of War. We might get some smaller stuff along the way, but I'm not really expecting too much more from them other than that and for 2026.
Interesting. And closing out here with one more question. With God of War confirmed for production, which PlayStation IP would you personally like to see made into a TV show? Few fumbles here and there, but I have personally loved Prime Video's Fallout, says Jaden Rose. I've heard great things about Fallout, great things about the new season, and fans are really happy about that. Are there any specific IPs that you would like to see on TV, Denny?
Yes. Make a Sly Cooper show. You would CG.
Dude, read my mind.
Right? And just like
Sly
the guys who played it growing up as kids and teens, make it a little bit more adult towards them, but like keep the slapstick humor and everything in there. You'd have a hit.
Dude, I want the Spider-Verse team to work on a Sly Cooper game.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like give me a K-pop Demon Hunters Spider-Verse. I think that art style, if they kind of took that and like, I'm imagining like those like that Batman Beyond concept art that we saw a little while ago, but like slap that Sly Cooper-ish vibe on it. I think like, especially you could have some really cool action scenes. I think you could have some really great moments. I like some really cool stylized stuff. I was gonna say Sly Cooper too.
Great minds.
Hell yeah. I know that I'm just like fully immersed in it right now, but anything Ghost, probably Ghost of Tsushima. I mean that whole story in and of itself, even if it was just like frame for frame, I would really enjoy, just watching some actors put their performances into that whole franchise. Anything from that I would absolutely love.
Nice.
I think you're spot on, especially given how huge Shogun was.
Yes,
I think you kind of use that as the blueprint, and you
yes.
take Ghost. I think that would work really well.
Absolutely. Thank you for the questions, everybody. We do appreciate you guys participating in this pod and actively listening every single week. That does bring us to the end of this episode, guys. If you want to, wow.
Matt, where can they find you?
You can find me, of course, here each and every week doing stuff with these lovely, wonderful individuals and across the site as well. And you can find more of me over at butwhythough.net.
At Butt. You can find Matt at Butt. Why?
Absolutely. And you can find me on Instagram and on Twitch and anywhere else I sprinkle my thoughts. You'll find those links on my Linktree at linktree/Dinnerkin Gaming.
As for myself, you could find me on my Linktree, Rice BOYYY TV. And we will see you in the next one, friends. Peace.
Later.